Afternoon, everyone. I'm the Depressio, and welcome back to Labyrinth of Touhou. This is my second attempt to start recording this. Unfortunately, it crashed during my rambling mode, so I'm gonna have to repeat myself. Where we last left off, we finished floor 13. I did all the accommodations. Well, I showed all the rooms, and I did most of the combinations except for about 20 of them, because I was getting late. But as far as we're concerned, we're done with floor 13. I went ahead and off camera before I started this to do about 100 more encounters to represent the 20 combinations I didn't do, just simply to save some time. So I'm pretty up there on levels. Rainbow's now at level 74, which is pretty good. But before we continue, I want to go ahead and explain a few things. Let's go to here. Anyway, some of the things, well, actually it's better to do the magic library. I probably didn't explain a couple of things. First of all, involving the Inte group, I've been I kind of just glazed over the fact that we just met Inte, and never really explained who they are. I've been focusing more on the gameplay of this RPG, simply because I enjoy the gameplay, but also I know my audience is not entirely Touhou fans, or in fact, probably very few of them are. So not much of the stuff will probably make sense to you, but I would like to at least explain some of it. Inte, the name Inte is just the name of the mansion that Rice and Irin, Kaguya, and the rest of the moon rabbits and bunnies or whatever stay at. It's in a bamboo forest where you can easily get lost, and they kind of keep to themselves. The reason they're in Gensokyo and on Earth is because Kaguya got banished, or I think Kaguya and Irin got banished from the moon. Yeah. Kaguya and Irin are Lunarians, which are just people that lived on the moon. Ryson is, I've mentioned that Ryson is a moon rabbit, and it's from the moon as well. On the moon there are the Lunarians, and the moon rabbits and moon bunnies. I don't know if there's a difference between moon rabbits and moon bunnies, but I don't know. Anywho, Kaguya was mentioned as a princess in the dialogue. She was a princess on the moon. Led the Lunarians, the moon rabbits or whatever, but ended up getting banished because she drank the Horror Elixir, which was a medicine that was invented by Irin using Kaguya's special power. Kaguya's special power is the ability to manipulate eternity. So with that combination and Irin's genius as a inventor of medicine, that's kind of her ability. She's able to make any medicine. As you can probably see, she does wear a nurse's outfit. So, she, through her genius and Kaguya's power, they made the Horror Elixir, which, whoever drinks it becomes immortal. They cannot die. Not from old age, not from getting cut up, not from being burned, nothing. Nothing will kill them. They will still feel pain, though, so it is possible to kind of deter them from, to stop if you beat them up enough. That's kind of how it was in the Touhou series. But yeah, so she drank the Horror Elixir. I think Irin has also drank the Horror Elixir, because it's been hinted that Irin's several thousand years old. So, both of them are you can probably consider both of them as immortal. Irin's relationship with Kaguya is, she's just pretty much her attendant. She just watches over her and makes sure things. On Gensokyo, she kind of makes a living selling medicine and experimenting with medicine. Ryson is a moon rabbit. I did mention that before. The wiki has her marked as a pet to Kaguya, but I kind of consider her more of a servant than a pet. She's also apprenticed to Irin, so she's been learning about medicine, helping Irin out and stuff like that. Her special ability, if you haven't watched the Touhou soccer videos or anything like that, it involves her eyes. Her eyes have the ability to cause lunacy. In other words, your perception and everything gets messed up, hypnotism, stuff like that. So that's why she has a move called Lunatic Red Eyes and stuff like that. And a lot of her spells involve debuffing and messing up perception. So there you go. I think that kind of explains the Inte group. Now the other thing I was explaining before I crashed is kind of the level up system, which I've kind of mentioned some, but I didn't really go far into it. Think of it like this. Every time you level up, you get that 1 point you can spend. That 1 point will increase your overall total of that stat by 0.5%. Now that's not accurate. I don't know what the actual value is, but consider it 0.5%. And then every time you increase a skill level, think of it increasing that entire stat by 1%. Now, by itself, that sounds like, okay, nothing too special. But this is cumulative. This is also retroactive. Every time you level up, you get a certain amount of stats, period. I'm pretty sure it's not random. So, you have a bunch of stats, and then every time you increase them with level ups and skill ups, that's adding more and more percentage bonus to that stat. So as you can see, I've been getting a lot more hit points and stuff, and that's mainly because I've been upping my HP, but also because we've just been leveling up. We're kind of hitting the point of the game where we're starting to, our characters are about to flesh out and become a lot stronger and get their designated roles. So just think of it like that. So even though it's like, okay, I'm spending some points now, it's not really doing too much, it does add up in the future. That's why even if you're using characters like, I don't know, Yomu, who doesn't really have very much defense mind, it's still good to increase those stats just a little bit, just to give her at least some sort of defense later on. So there we go. That's kind of what I wanted to explain before we move on. So after all that grinding, I kind of want to have some oranges. So I'm going to go to floor 13. Where's the stairs? It's up there. And we're going to see about getting some oranges from Kaguya, because, you know, she had oranges and a TV and stuff. You know, after all that grinding, I kind of want to relax. But first, I'm going to go ahead and off camera change my gear for no apparent reason. So, be right back, guys. And we're back. Fortunately, I crashed during explaining this. So, all I'm going to go ahead and say is the emphasis on my front line has been debuff resistance. This will be a technique I've attempted but haven't really gotten to work correctly. But I'm going to try it, and if it works, it's going to make my first phase a lot easier. Other than that, the only other things I've been doing is giving out some paralyzed rings, since I have tons of them now. Just getting all my attackers up to like 30 or higher paralysis resistance, except for Aya. Aya I'm not going to really worry about. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. We want some oranges? Let's get some oranges. No! Who was that? That voice. Princess! No, the princess! Princess? Princess! No! No, stop! Give me back my oranges! Don't eat it! Blah, who will return it? What? This orange is really sweet and tasty. Damn, it's thanks to Kaguya that I ate something good. No, don't eat it anymore! Come on, it's right here. If you want it back, you should come and get it. But it's so far. I don't want to leave the table. Why would I care? No! What are you two up to? Ah, Reimu, why are you here anyway? Well, this is an incident, and solving it is a Shrine Maiden's duty. And why would you be here, Mokou? Well, I thought I'll attack Kaguya as I do every day, but Entei was all wrecked and Kaguya wasn't anywhere. So I thought I'll search this place to kill some time, and I managed to get this far. Only to find Kaguya right here at this heated table eating oranges and watching TV. It was quite irritating. Jeez, it's really so annoying. Say goodbye to your TV. Ha! No! Irin! Would you mind giving the orange back to her? Well, I guess that's fine, but really, since Kaguya doesn't want to counterattack, how should I kill some time? What, you're bored? Why don't you come and explore with us then? We're really strained now. I'm being bored during this important time for Gensokyo is like a sin, hey? Heh, that's nice to hear. Well, I guess it'll be good to help, but I want to make sure you're not all talk. Fuck me for a bit, okay? More unnecessary fights. Everyone's sure hot-blooded. You'll be fine. Life is about killing time, and the Phoenix's flame will burn up your boredom. So yeah, if you go to floor 14 and come back to Kaguya, there'll be an event to fight Mokou. As you probably remembered, Kaguya did mention about coming back to her after floor 16. But if you don't have this event done, you'll have to do this first before you can do the event that triggers, that activates when you hit floor 16. This is Fujiyama no Mokou. She is a human from some special family or something, but the key part about her is she drank the Horror Elixir as well. So she's immortal. And she's going to show that off very soon. I'm kind of amazed I actually went first. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and... how should I do this? We'll do Curse Flat Taps, why not? Oh good, no poison. Auto heal. This increased her mind and defense by a bit, not too much, but the key part now is every time she has a turn, she recovers about 12,000 HP or something like that, or 18,000 HP. So every turn she has, she's recovering hit points. It doesn't show it, but she is. Also, another thing to note is Mokou has 1 million HP. Now, don't be too scared about the fact she has 1 million HP, because there's something that triggers that lowers her HP a bunch. But the key part in this first phase is she is vulnerable to debuffs. Well, she's completely vulnerable to debuffs. It's actually 0 resistance. She also can be paralyzed and poisoned. The key part about the million hit points is so you don't paralyze lock her and then just kill her. You could still do that, but it takes forever because you have to cut through 1 million HP. So let's go ahead and continue with phase 1. I'm going to go ahead and start with the standard buff. Go ahead and... should I swap in? Let's do Komachi first, because Komachi can actually survive an attack. Thundercloud Sickleback. There we go. She hit me with a spell that did a little bit of debuff, nothing too serious. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and try this. The key part here is kind of like the last fight. Even though she has 0 debuff resistance, it's kind of a trap. If you debuff her, she debuffs you back with a very powerful attack. Well, actually, it's not that powerful. It's a composite attack that's wind-based and will debuff all your characters by a lot. Supposedly, it can be easily. If you have enough stats, you can actually negate it entirely. And as long as you don't have any debuffs up, she will not use the move. She'll continuously use that same move over and over again. So that's what I'm going to test. It's going to test it by doing Narrow Confines. Does 5,000 damage, nothing special, a bunch of debuffs. Okay, so she has a bunch of debuffs now. I'm going to go ahead and swap in Rainbow real quick. Doing about 24,000 damage there. Let's go ahead and do Thundercloud Sickleback on her. Do Red Hakurei Barrier. Remember, I put a lot of my level ups emphasizing Mokou's, my front line's defensive mind, so they're pretty tanky now. I'm gonna go ahead and just heal myself, just to prepare for later. And let's see what she pops out. Yep. Very little damage, no debuffs. She'll always spam this move as long as the debuffs are up. And I don't have any debuffs active. So, let's go ahead and get everyone situated. I'm going to start with... let's get you up and running. Swaku's gotten a lot better now since I've gave her some skill points. Go ahead and do Spear of Gun here. We still need to do a lot of damage to get to the next phase, so it's going to be a little bit. I'm kind of just using this moment to kind of set up. We'll go ahead and focus for now. Yeah, focus for now. We'll go ahead and use Moyar's Iron Ring, or whatever it's called. Awesome, Paralyze went off. Okay, let's swap in... let's do Thundercloud Sickleback one more time on her. Okay, switch in. Okay, you're buffed. You need a buff. Now, since she's paralyzed, she's not recovering any HP, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's go ahead and do a Thundercloud Sickleback. There we go, get some attacks out. Let's see how much damage you do now. 58,000, nice. Oh, swap in. Just in time, that was kind of close, because I don't want my characters debuffed. Okay, did some damage, not too bad. Go ahead and swap in discard her. Mokou's all about fire mainly, even though this attack she's been using is wind base. So fire discarded doesn't do much damage, but I'm doing it just to debuff really. Okay, let's swap in Rainbow again real quick. Healer, you please. I can't really do anything right now, so I'll just debuff. There we go, get that debuff up. Bunch of no damage. Alright, swap in you. Swap in you. Focus. Mori's Iron Ring. 41,000, wow. And paralysis, good. Let's go ahead and do, how much does this cost? 40? And you're pretty much good, so go ahead and swap in you in real quick. We'll do some healing. Sorry, this is gonna be a little slow going. I'm trying to get it set up for the next phase. Go ahead and focus. Discarder. Swap in Swako again. Swap in Bryson again. Focus again. Where's Iron Ring? 39,000. It's getting a little weaker. And it didn't trigger that time, so let's go ahead and get some people set up again. How's everyone's buffs? They're getting a little low, so let's go ahead and get that back up and running. Starter. So yeah, this is the power of Discarder. If you can stack it up and look at all these minuses. Of course, evasion doesn't mean anything, but the minus 50% speed, that's awesome. Go ahead and Great Hawk Ray Barrier. And we'll just heal her for right now. Who's low on health? Not really anyone. Right now, she hasn't been able to do anything, because all she can do is spam that same attack over and over again. Go ahead and focus again. Called Sickle Bear. She does recover every time she gets an attack off, so just remember that. 0 damage. Awesome. Alright. Let's do some more switching. Alright, you're good. You're pretty much good. I need to at least get you all situated. Oh, we need to get Mia situated. So let's do that. Spear Gun here real quick. 25,000. That'll make up for the heal that she got. Thundercloud Sickleback. You don't need an action. Just get everyone situated. Great Hawk Ray Border again. Focus. 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 0 damage. So this is the trick. I've actually fought her normally. It's not that difficult. But with this method, you can at least use debuffs, and debuffs are always nice. So who's left? You're good. You're practically good. You're good. Yuki. That's what we need. Just focus again. Thundercloud Sickle back on you. Back up. Alright, let's swap you out for Rainbow again. Yeah, you guys took a little bit of damage, but nothing serious. Alright, we got enough to do some more buffs, so let's get you up and running. Thundercloud Sickleback. I'm going to try for one more paralysis. There we go, 20,000 damage. Narrow Confines. Okay, bunch of debuffs. Moira's Iron Ring. 33,000. Sorry, I'm getting messages. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Rainbow back. Close it. Sorry for the messages. 33,000. Okay, we're in phase 2. Great Hawkery Barrier. What happens here, all her debuffs disappeared. She's now immune to debuffs, immune to status effects, and her hit points just drop down to a very low amount. So, right now, but now she's going to start spamming a very powerful attack. And I'm not sure if I can survive it. I'm hoping I can. Here's to hoping. You don't have any... Yeah, just focus. Spear gun right here. 28,000. This is her special attack. As you see, it killed 2 of my characters. Swap in Yomu. Swap in Machi. Slash of Eternity. There we go. And we got a Fire Guard Bracer. That's a 25% drop, which is nice. And there we go. The key part is to use the first phase to prepare. Because that second phase, as you saw, even with all my full buffs, it pierces defenses. And the only people that didn't get hurt a lot were Mei Ling and Ramelia, because not only are they tanky, but also because they have Fire Affinity. Pretty much you can use any attacks as long as it's not fire on Mokou. As you saw, I was using spells and attacks. I think I used mostly physical attacks. She is kind of I think she's a little resistant to magic. But other than that, it's all about setting up your main nukers for the second phase, because if what happens is, once you do about 300,000 damage, plus any of the healing she's done from auto-healing, she'll do Resurrection. When she does Resurrection, her hit points go all the way down to about 80,000 or so. And she gets faster, all her debuffs disappear, but she only has 80,000 HP. So all you have to do is blast her with your most powerful attacks, like, I don't know, a fully buffed Master Spark or Marissa, something like that, and there you go, and you win. So, it wasn't too bad. That was the first time I ever attempted to do the trick there. For phase 1, I did nothing but keep her debuffed, so she'll do nothing but that one curse spell. And she'll always do the curse spell unless someone has a debuff up. So that's why I kept switching people in that had debuff resistance. That way she would constantly use the same attack that I can already resist. So it was a little slow going, but our characters have developed nicely. We were pumping out a lot of high damage. And Moira's Iron Ring was doing a lot of damage, even though I wasn't really using that for attacking, I was using that for paralysis. But yeah, I say that was a perfect run. So, got a Fire Guard Racer, and let's continue. Wow, I can't move an inch now. I'll be aching for a few days. Yeah, she's immortal, by the way. You sure lasted really long, though. Immortals are pretty scary. We have a new member now. She can't even die. She'll be good. She'll be a good tank, I bet. Hey, wait, I may be immortal, but I still feel pain. Don't treat me too bad, okay? Mokou has joined the party. So there you go, we got Mokou. We lost 2 characters. We lost Iku and Reimu because of the Fujiyama Volcano. I think these 2 characters, I'm pretty sure I could have probably survived it if I used Yuki and Komachi instead of Reimu and Iku. But that was kind of, you know, poor hindsight on my part. Fire Guard Bracer. All it does is plus 80 fire and cold resist. Not too bad, but it's an item. At least we will find this later, so it's not that important. But, you know, affinities are always good. Alright. Let's go ahead and Princess, make sure you stay inside the barrier as we told. The heating table is so warm. This orange is so sweet too. Just sure making stuff at home as usual. So yeah. Until we hit 416, we can't do anything with this event. But now we have a new party member, so let's go ahead and go back to Gensokia. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game real quick, just in case I try to crash or something. So far, Fraps has been crashing a lot, but it doesn't... Luckily, Labyrinth of Touhou doesn't crash with it. It does freeze up for a bit, but eventually it fixes itself. So, that's some good news. Alright, so... Small Mansion. Swap out you for right now. For Mokou. don't know too much about Mokou. I've seen her used before, but I've never used her. Yay, new page. And she is a mage. But you probably notice her stats are pretty high. Since she's immortal and stuff, she's pretty, she's known as a safe mage. She's very safe to use. She's very tanky, she has a lot of HP, decent defense in mind, and she has, you know, pretty good magic. Her gimmick is mostly, well, she actually, half her spells are fire-based. Most of her gimmick is about, you know, using fire and stuff, hence the Fujiyama Volcano, which is her signature move. She is immortal, but I don't think there's any abilities that give her health back. I'm not sure. Anyway, Firebird Flying Phoenix is a single target fire spell. It uses a lot of SP, but I think it does pretty good damage. Mokou is pretty good on all of her spells, from what I've seen, but I can't really tell you much details about them. As always, I'll usually include in the comments, or the description, all the details about the spell, or at least the important ones. I'm not going to include percentages, that can be looked up in the wiki. Suki no Iwakasa's Curse. Sorry, I can't pronounce Japanese that well. It's a multi-target wind spell. This is the attack that I had her spam over and over again. Its debuff is it lowers attack and magic, which can be useful. I don't know how strong it is, I've never used it. Like I said, I've never used Mokou before. Wu is a row target non-elemental spell. But it's good that it's non-elemental and it has high multipliers, but it is a row attack which can limit things. And her most powerful attack is a fire-based one, multi-targets. Has very high cost, but uses a high amount of magic and multipliers, and tears things up. But I already have a heavy fire attacker. Actually, I have two, with Alice and Yugi. Yugi. So I'm probably not going to use Mokou. I really would like to use Mokou, but I don't really have room for it is the issue. And there is a character I'm kind of saving up for, so for at least the last slot, which is going to replace Bryson eventually. So for right now, we're not going to be using Mokou any. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off here. And when we come back, well, let's first make sure I swap my character back. There we go. When we come back, I will be exploring floor 14. We've gotten a decent amount of levels now, so we should be set for exploring floor 14 a little bit more safely. And there's a bunch of bosses on floor 14, actually. There's, I believe, 4 of them, and one of them is required, the other 3 are optional. But we'll be fighting them all, because, well, we like extra characters and XP and fun stuff. So, until then, I'm the Depressed Hero, and this was Labyrinth of Touhou. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon.